Spain, a land of breathtaking beauty and rich history, was once the heart of a flourishing Islamic civilization. For centuries, Muslims, Christians, and Jews coexisted, creating a golden age of culture, science, and art. But what happened when the last Muslim stronghold, Granada, fell in 1492? What became of the Muslims who stayed behind? This is the story of crypto-Islam in Spain and the tragic expulsion of the Moriscos, a tale of faith, resistance, and survival. In 1492, the Catholic monarchs, Ferdinand and Isabella, completed the Reconquista, the centuries-long campaign to reclaim Spain from Muslim rule. The fall of Granada marked the end of Al-Andalus, the Islamic kingdom that had thrived for over 700 years. But the story didn't end there. The Treaty of Granada promised Muslims religious freedom, allowing them to continue practicing Islam, speaking Arabic, and maintaining their customs. But these promises were short-lived. Over the following years, increasing pressure from the Catholic authorities led to mass conversions. By 1502, Muslims in Castile were forced to convert to Christianity. In Aragon and Valencia, this happened later, in 1525. These converts were called Moriscos, which means little Moors, a term that marked them as outsiders in their own homeland. Many Moriscos outwardly accepted Christianity but secretly practiced Islam, becoming crypto-Muslims. They prayed in hidden rooms, taught their children the Quran in secret, and observed Islamic rituals under the guise of Christian practices. They fasted during Ramadan, but claimed it was for Lent. Some even developed coded ways to recognize each other, using subtle cultural markers in their speech and daily habits. Life as a crypto-Muslim was perilous. The Spanish Inquisition, originally established to root out converted Jews suspected of heresy, soon turned its focus on Moriscos. Families were torn apart, and communities lived in constant fear. Yet, despite the risks, they preserved their faith, passing down traditions, recipes, and even Arabic words through generations. Words like Ojalá, derived from Insha'Allah, meaning God willing, remain in the Spanish language to this day. The Spanish Inquisition was relentless. Crypto-Muslims were accused of secretly practicing Islam and were subjected to brutal interrogations. The Inquisition used spies, torture, and public trials to root out suspected heretics. One of the greatest discoveries of crypto-Islamic resistance came in the form of the Aljamiado manuscripts texts, written in Spanish, but using Arabic script. These contained Islamic teachings, prayers, and even poetry, carefully hidden to avoid detection. Despite the Inquisition's efforts, crypto-Muslims found ways to resist. Some secretly celebrated Islamic festivals under the guise of Christian holidays. During the Feast of San Juan, they would perform ablutions and pray in hidden courtyards, blending faith with survival. By the early 17th century, the Spanish crown had had enough. King Philip III, influenced by growing hostility and economic motives, ordered the expulsion of the Moriscos between 1609 and 1614. Over 300,000 people, entire families, were forced to leave their homes. While some were allowed to stay due to their skills or deep assimilation, most were given only days to pack their belongings and were allowed to take only what they could carry. Many were marched to ports and loaded onto ships under armed guard, but not all were sent by sea. Some were expelled overland through France, only to face further exile in North Africa or Italy. Their journey was brutal, with many dying from hunger, disease, or attacks along the way. But where did they go? North Africa was the primary destination, with Moriscos settling in Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. However, their arrival was not always welcomed. Some locals viewed them as too Europeanized, while others suspected them of being potential Spanish spies. In Morocco, many Moriscos settled in coastal towns like Salé, where some turned to piracy, targeting Spanish ships as revenge for their expulsion. Others sought refuge in the Ottoman Empire, welcomed by Sultan Ahmed I. Some Moriscos played key roles in the Ottoman military, using their knowledge of European languages and customs to aid the empire. But for most, exile meant struggling to rebuild their lives in unfamiliar lands. Life in exile was not easy. Many Moriscos faced poverty, discrimination, and cultural dislocation. In North Africa, they struggled to adapt to societies that were both familiar and foreign. They brought with them Spanish customs, foods, and even music, which blended with local traditions. The Zambra dance, a traditional Morisco performance, became popular in North Africa and is still performed today. Some Moriscos risked their lives to return to Spain, sneaking back across the Mediterranean, only to live in hiding once more. Others held on to their identity in exile, preserving a unique blend of Spanish and Islamic culture. In Tunisia, for instance, the Morisco community in Testor built a mosque with a clock tower that runs counterclockwise, a symbolic protest against their expulsion from Spain. Though the Moriscos were gone, their legacy endured. Their influence can be seen in Spanish art, architecture, and language. Many Spanish words like almohada, which means pillow, azúcar, which means sugar, and ojalá trace back to Arabic origins, preserved through centuries of cultural blending. Even Spanish music carries traces of Morisco heritage. While flamenco is a fusion of many cultures, Romani, Jewish, and Moorish, the haunting cante jondo, deep song style, is thought to reflect echoes of Andalusi music, a reminder of a lost world. Today, scholars and descendants are uncovering the hidden stories of crypto-Muslims, shedding light on a chapter of history that was nearly erased. In Spain, there is a growing effort to reclaim this lost heritage, with initiatives to preserve Morisco sites and traditions. The story of crypto-Islam in Spain is one of resilience and survival. It reminds us that even in the face of oppression, faith and culture can endure. The Moriscos, who were expelled to North Africa, the Ottoman Empire, and beyond, carried with them a rich legacy that continues to shape the world today. Their story is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the enduring power of identity. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through history, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from the past that shape our present.